Hello and welcome all. My name is Khanam and in this tutorial we will learn about ECMASCRIPT. Okay, ECMASCRIPT features are very important. When you want to learn React, then these features are very important, and also if you want to create advanced level projects in JavaScript, these features will be very important and you have to apply all these updates and all these features to make your code more readable. You just have to write little bit of code and you can make your project more attractive to the users and clients. Okay, now if you see and if you go to React, then ECMASCRIPT features will be very important, and these features will be very useful in React as well. Okay, we are going to learn some of the features of ECMASCRIPT in this tutorial. Now if you see here, from 1997 it started growing, and around 2016-2015 it has gained its popularity. It grown and it gained a lot of popularity because of ECMASCRIPT 2015. Okay, you can see here ECMASCRIPT. Because of this ECMASCRIPT 2015, the 6th edition of ECMASCRIPT gained a lot of popularity. Now you can see here, from 1997 it started growing and finally it reached its position and it gained lot of success and lot of popularity because of ECMASCRIPT 6 features. And 6 stands for, if you have heard about ES6, that 6 stands for 6th edition. Now we are going to learn the updates done in ECMASCRIPT 6, that is 2015 update. Okay, I'll just come here. Now if you see here, JavaScript was invented by Braden-H. In 1995 JavaScript was invented, and in 1997 it was submitted to ECMA International, which resulted in ECMASCRIPT. Okay, after 2 years JavaScript was submitted to this ECMA International and it was resulted in ECMASCRIPT. And among all the features from 1997, you can see here, from 1997 to 2017 we have only 7 editions. This is 6th edition 2015, this is 7th, and this is 8th edition. Okay, once it resulted in ECMASCRIPT, we were having regular updates, not regular updates. We were having some of the updates in JavaScript. Then once ECMASCRIPT 6 was released, ECMASCRIPT 6 ruled many hearts, and these updates and these features are still ruling the hearts of many people. And this ECMASCRIPT 2015, that is our 6th edition, is having amazing features. Okay, this will be very important in React in advanced level project to make our projects more readable and more attractive. Okay, this 6 stands for 6th edition and it was released in 2015. Okay, once it got released 2015 and it became very famous, okay, and it boosted many of the lives, and it is just a lifesaver. These concepts and these updates are lifesaver. And after this edition, the ECMASCRIPT International, they decided to release annual updates of JavaScript. And after 2015 we are getting regular updates on annual updates on JavaScript. We have ES7, we have ES8, we have ES9. Okay, this year also we'll be having update. Last year also we have some of the updates. Okay, 2015 we had 6th edition, 2016 we have 7th edition. Okay, it keeps on going. From 1997 to 2015 only 6 editions were released. Okay, once it got famous, they decided to release annual updates, and every year we will be getting updates on this. Okay, we have ES7, ES8. Okay, it just keeps on going now. It will not stop this one because it has gained lot of popularity now. Now this ES6, okay, if you have heard ECMASCRIPT 2015 ES6, now we are going to learn about this in this tutorial. Now if we see some of the features, we have let keyword was introduced in ES6. We have const keyword. Okay, these are very important. We have arrow functions, and this is very important. We have for off, we have map objects, set objects, classes, promises, symbols, default parameters, and we have all these features which were updated in ECMASCRIPT 6, that is the 6th edition of JavaScript, and this boosted and this made our life easier. Okay, using this methods we can just reduce our 100 lines of codes into 2 to 3 lines of code. Using spread operator, using rest operator, okay, we can just reduce our entire code into smaller code. Now we are going to learn one by one. Okay, first we will look into our first feature, that is our let and const keyword. A variable declared using let, okay, will be having block scope. A variable declared with const will be having block scope. Okay, we will see what is block scope and what is functional scope. Okay, I'll be explaining you this with an example. Now here I'll just open my VS Code editor. You can see I have this index.html file. Inside this I have just changed my title to ECMASCRIPT. I have one h1 heading, and inside this I have just given the style as text aligned to be center, and I have linked my JavaScript file. inside JavaScript file, you can see I have already done this. Now we are going to see all these concepts, okay, all these concepts, all these features in this. First topic is our let and const. So first we will look into this, and later on we will be seeing all these features here. Now if I just show you the output, you can see I have that heading ECMASCRIPT 2015, that is our ES6 6th edition. I'm just going to reduce this one and I'll be showing you the output simultaneously. I'll just show you the output. I'll just inspect this one and I'll just open my console here. Now here I have my console. I'll just come to script.js file. Inside this, first I'll be explaining you what is block scope. I'll just explain you with an example. I'll just declare my variable using var. Okay, this was before, okay, before 2015 we were using var. I'll just create one variable, my name, and inside this I'll just give here Khanam. Now in console, I'll just show this output console.log. I'll just give this my name. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, now in my console you can see I have this Khanam. Now if I want to change this, I'll just copy this and here I'll be pasting that one. Instead of Khanam, I'll just give Khanam1. Now if I do console, I'll just copy this and here I'll be pasting this one. Now you can see my name is getting changed. I got Khanam and Khanam1 as my output, okay, using var keyword. Now we will see the example of let keyword. I'll just copy this. I'll just comment this now. Now here I'll be pasting that one. Instead of var, I'll just write let. I'll save this. And now if I show you the output, again I'll be getting Khanam and Khanam1. Okay, first I got Khanam here and next again it is getting changed. Okay, using let keyword we can change these names. Okay, we don't have any difference for let and var in this case. And finally I have const. I'll just write here const. I'll save this, and now if I show you the output, you can see first I'll be getting Khanam, this one I'll be getting. Now again if I try to change this one, you can see I'll be getting an error, assignment to constant variable. Okay, we can't change anything once we have declared the variable using const keyword. Okay, const means which is having the constant value. Okay, the values which cannot be changed, only for that values we have to use const keyword. Okay, like we have pi values, we have many values which cannot be changed. So for that we'll be using const keyword. Okay, now if I change, I'll just get an error. Okay, this is the difference between this. This is our first case and this is our first example. Now we'll look into our second example. Now I'll be explaining you about what functional scope and block scope. Here I'll just create one function, and inside this function I'll just give my function name as name1, and inside this function I'll be creating one if loop. I'll just give here one which stands for true. Here I'll just declare one variable. I'll give my variable name as name2. Inside this I'll just give my name Khanam, and here if I do console.log, I'll just give this name2. I'll save this, and now I have to call this function, only then it will run. I'll just give my function name name1. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see my function is being called. It has gone inside this. Okay, now what you can see, this is one block, this is block scope, and this is functional scope. This is entire thing is my functional scope, and this is my block scope. My var keyword is functional scope. My let and const are block scope. So they will be accessed only in this particular section. They cannot be accessed here. So we'll understand what is that one. Now here if I just copy this, and below this block component, okay, below this block scope, if I try to console this using var, you can see I'll be getting output Khanam Khanam. But now instead of this, if I just write here let, okay, we have seen that let is block scope, which means that this is one block. Okay, out of this block I can't access this variable, this name2 variable I can't access outside. Now if I just do console.log outside my block scope, you can see here I'll be getting an error, reference error, name2 is not defined. Okay, this error I'll be getting, name2 is not defined, because I'm just coming outside my block using let keyword. I'm just accessing this name2 variable which is outside my block, so I can't access this one. Okay, this name2 variable life will start here and it will end once this blocks gets end. But using var, I was having access outside this block also, because my var keyword is functional scope and this is entire function, and this can also be accessed. Okay, now this is inside function, so this can also be accessed using var. Now if I just give const, I'll save this and I'll be getting the same error, reference error, name2 is not defined, because const is also block scope and this is block and my block is ending here. Now I can't access this name2 outside the block. I'll just copy this, and here again if I do console.log, I'll just refresh this one. You can see without first I have this, okay, here only I got the error, so I'll not be getting any output. I'll just remove this. Okay, this was our second case, functional scope and block scope. Now we will see our third example. I'll just declare one variable. I'll give my variable name as place. Inside this I'll just give Mumbai. Okay, my variable name value I have just assigned Mumbai. Here I'll be creating one function if it is true. I just want to change this again. I'll just create one variable. I'll give the same variable name. I'll give the value as Mysore. Now here I'll be doing console.log, and inside this I'll copy this, I'll be pasting it here, and again I'll just copy this, and below this I'll be pasting it here using var keyword. First I have assigned here, and again inside this block scope I have created my place variable, and inside this I have assigned Mysore, and 2 times I have done console. I'll just do refresh here. Now you can see I'll be getting Mysore and Mysore, which means that first I'll come inside this if loop. Okay, it is true. I'll just come here. Now place Mysore, console.log Mysore, it will get changed. Okay, now our var is functional scope, so this can also be accessed outside. So once it's been changed, here also it is going to change. Okay, my place variable is changed and I'll be getting Mysore as my output. Okay, my place variable is changed from Mumbai to Mysore, so here also I'll be getting Mysore. It's changed, so here also I'll be getting Mysore as my output. Now if I give here let, I'll save this, and now if you see, I'm just getting an error. Place has been already defined. Here also I'll just give here let. I'll save this. Now you can see first I'll be getting Mysore and then I'll be getting Mumbai, because first I'll come inside this if loop. Okay, this is one block. Okay, this is my first block. Inside this I have defined one variable. I have declared one variable place. I have assigned the value as Mysore. Here if I do console, here whatever value I am having inside this place, that will be printed, that is Mysore. Again I'll come outside this loop. Here I have this place and this is outside this block, and outside this block I have this one. Okay, this place value will be accessed here and that will be printed. That is nothing but Mumbai, and here I have Mysore, and here I'll be having Mumbai. Okay, in the same way if I just write here const, I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, first I'll be getting Mysore as my output, and next I'll be getting Mumbai as my output. First here I'll be getting Mysore, and this value will be accessed here and I'll be getting here. Okay, this is the difference between var, let and const. Var is functional scope and let and const are block scope, and the values and the variables declared using let and const will be accessed only within that particular block. Okay, their life starts once our block is created, and okay, once our block gets end, their life will also get vanished. Okay, these are the 3 cases we have seen. Using var we can change the values, using let also we can change the values, but using const we can't change the values once we have assigned. And this is the second case. I am just declaring one function, and inside this I have this if block. Okay, this is my functional block and this is my if block, and inside this block itself I can access this. Inside this block I can access let and const, but outside this block I can't access let and constant variables, but I can access var, because var is my functional block, and from here I can access my var variables. Now this is our third case, and inside this block I have just declared one variable. I have assigned some value, and this value will be assigned here. First I'll be getting Mysore. Once I have declared with const, I'll just give here const. I'll save this. And outside this block I am having the value as Mumbai, so I'll be getting Mumbai, but using var, first once it gets changed then it will be changed here also, so I'll be getting Mysore as my output. Okay, this is the basic difference between let, var and const. But after ECMASCRIPT 2015, everybody started using const and let keywords only. So now whenever you start writing, whenever you write or whenever you make projects, make use of const and let keyword. Okay, because these are very important and these are very safe. Now next we will be learning about next feature. We will learn about arrow functions. Okay, it is nothing but it is a short syntax for writing function expressions. and they must be defined before they are used. Okay, once we write this example, then you will understand what is arrow functions and how they are useful, and this will be very important when you are using React. When you are creating React app in functional components, arrow functions will be very important. Now this will be our second feature, that is nothing but arrow function. Arrow function is also called as fat arrow function, and this is very important feature of ECMASCRIPT 6. Okay, because it is the short syntax for writing function expressions and they must be defined before they are used. Okay, we'll see an example of normal function first. Okay, I'll just create one function. I'll be creating one function. Okay, this is my normal function, and inside this function I'll just create some variables. I'll give my variable name as A and B. Now inside this function, if I just want to return, I'll just separate it with comma, A comma B, and here I want to return A plus B. Now to call this function inside my console, I'll just call this function console.log and I'll be writing this sum. Okay, I'm just calling this function, and for A I'll just assign the value as 1 and for B I'll be assigning the value as 2. I'll save this. I'll just write here B is equal to 2. I'll save this. Now if I show you the output, you can see I'll be getting answer as 3. Okay, this is the normal way of creating our function. Okay, this is our anonymous function which is not having any function name. If I just show you one more function we used to create like this, function name, and inside this function, okay, I'll just write here sum, and inside this function var, okay, I'll just copy the same thing from here. I'll just copy this and here I'll be pasting that one, and I'll just uncomment this entire thing. And now instead of calling this, I just have to call my function sum. I'll just remove this. Now here I'll just do console, I'll copy this and here I'll be pasting that one. I'll save this, and now if I show you the output, I'll be getting 3. Okay, this is the normal way of calling our function. This is our anonymous function which is not having any function name, and this is the normal function how we used to do before. But now using fat arrow function, I'll just comment this. Now here I'll just create function. I'll create my function name. Okay, this is how we are going to write fat arrow function, and this is nothing but our fat arrow function, this symbol. Now inside this I'm just going to use this let A. I'll just declare two variables, let A and B, and also I'm going to assign values to them. Okay, in the same way how we are writing this, I'll just write here 2, and for B I'll be writing 4. Now here I want to return this. I'll just copy this and here I'll be pasting that one, and I'll be calling the function in the same way. I'll just paste this one here. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting the output as 6, which means that 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Okay, using fat arrow function also we are getting the output. Now you will be wondering that, okay, this is easiest way of writing. Okay, this is easy than this, because same way we are writing, but here we have included this everything. So why we have to write like this? We can directly write like this. Okay, but using this we can simplify our function. And now here I'll just copy this, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this, and now if I show you the output, again I'll be getting 6. Okay, I just brought that one here. And now if I want to pass arguments, okay, here I'll just write here A comma B. Here I'm just passing this arguments A comma B, and inside this I'll be writing 3 comma 5. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting output as 8. Okay, I have simplified my function here. Now using fat arrow function, if you are returning only one statement, okay, only one statement, only one line of code, then you don't have to write this. Okay, you can just write in single line. Okay, you can write like this. Okay, now if you are returning only one statement, then you don't have to write return keyword. Okay, you can directly write A plus B. I'll refresh this one. Now I'll be getting undefined because I should not write this curly braces also. I'll refresh this. Now I'll be getting output as 8. Fat arrow function, it's returning only one statement, then we don't have to write return keyword, and also we don't have to close with flower braces. So I got output here. Now if we compare this with this, okay, you can see this is very simple. Okay, this is very simple. In one line of code we can just create this function. Okay, you can also do the multiplication here. You just have to change this operator here. Instead of plus, if you just write here multiplication symbol. Now you can see I'll be getting 3 into 5, that is 15. Okay, if you want to define these functions, you can see it is very concise way of writing the functions, and using only one line we can just define this function and we can call the functions here. And also we can pass this default arguments. Suppose here I'll just uncomment this. For a, I have just assigned the value of a. Now I'll pass only one argument, that is b. Now instead of this I'll just give here 2. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting output as 4, which means that a value is 2 and b value is 2. It will be called here and 2 will be coming here, and I'll be getting 2 into 2, that is 4. Okay, using fat arrow function we can just simplify the way of writing our function. Instead of writing this entire line of code, okay, for this entire line of code we can just convert it in one line of code. Okay, this is nothing but our fat arrow function. I'll just write again. I'll just write multiplication, and this is our fat arrow function. Okay, inside this we can pass arguments. I'll just write here x comma y, and here return I'll be writing x into y. Okay, that's all we have to write, and here I'll just do console.log, and inside this I'll be calling this function mult, and I'll be passing 3 into 6. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting output as 18 here. Okay, I'm just going to comment this entire thing. I'll refresh this. You can see my output is 18. Now it's returning only one line of statement. So for that I don't have to write this. I don't have to write this return keyword, and also I don't have to write this curly braces, and I can just write in single line. Okay, you can see like this I can just reduce our code. Now again I'll be getting the same output, that is 18. It simplified the way of writing the functions. Okay, and this is very important. Fat arrow function will reduce lot of time. Okay, this is the syntax of fat arrow function. Now next we will see about for of. This statement will loop through the values of an iterable objects. Okay, it will also loop over the data structures that are, we have arrays, we have strings, we have maps, we have node list. Okay, arrays, we have index numbers, and using index number we can loop through that particular array and we can get the elements. First we'll see an example on this, and then you will understand what is this for of and why it is very useful. I'll just create one array. I'll just create array. I'll be giving my array name as color. I'll just give colors, and inside this I'll be passing some colors. I'll just give here blue, green, I'll give yellow, and I'll just give orange. Okay, these 4 colors I have passed inside my array. Now before that we were using for loop. I'll just create one variable. I'll be creating one variable I, and initialize the value as 0, and I'll just check the condition if my I is less than this colors. Okay, this arrays dot length. Okay, if it is less than that one, I want to increase the value of I. Now inside this I'll just do console.log, and inside this I'll just do colors. Here I'll be writing my array name, and I'll just pass I. Okay, for each of the value I'll be getting the output. Now if I just refresh this, you can see I have blue, green, yellow, and orange. Okay, this is how we used to loop before. Using for loop, we have while loop, we have do while loop. Okay, but now in ECMASCRIPT the concept of for of was introduced. Now first my value of I is 0. Okay, this value will be having 0 index, this will be having 1, this will be having 2, and this will be having 3. First my value of I is 0, and it will check colors.length, it will give me 4. If I just do console.log, I'll just copy this, and here in console I'll paste that. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting length as 4. I'll just comment this. I'll just refresh this. Now you can see my length is 4. It will check the condition 0 is less than 4, true. It will just come inside the loop and it will print me blue color. Again it will increase the value of I. Again it will check the condition, it will print me green. Again once this condition gets failed, once my I value becomes 4, it will check the condition 4 is less than 4, the condition gets failed, I'll come out of the loop. Okay, this is how we will be printing array using for loop. But now we will see an example how to print using for of. Okay, here this is the syntax. I'll just declare one variable. I'll give my variable name as I, and I will be, okay, this I will be having all the values here, this values. Here I'll just write of, and I'll be writing this array name. Okay, this is how we have to write. for we have to initialize the value. You can directly initialize outside. I have just initialized inside this for loop, for of, and from this colors. Okay, that is my array name. Now here inside this, if I just do console.log, I'll be doing console.log, and if I just write I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting the same output, that is blue, green, yellow and orange. We don't have to write so much. We don't have to increase the value of I. We don't have to decrease the value of I. We can just write like this, I of colors. Okay, this I will be having all these values, blue, green, yellow and orange. For each loop it will run. Okay, it will be having these values, and I'll be getting this output. Using this only so much of line, we will be getting this output. Now this is just looping through an array. If you want to loop through, I'll just show you. This is looping through array. I'll just comment this. I'll save this, and if I refresh, I don't have anything in my console. Now I'll show you an example how to loop through strings. Okay, here I'll just create one variable. I'll give name, and inside this I'll be passing my name, Khanam. Okay, this is string, which means I'll just write here name 1. Okay, string, it is enclosed. It should be enclosed in double or single quotes. Now here I'll be looping through string. Here I'll be creating this for. I'll just create one variable I, for of, and I have to write this name. Okay, that is my variable name. And inside this, if I just do console.log I, I'll just copy this, and here I am going to paste that one. Now if you see here, I'll be getting K, H, A, N, A, M. Okay, all the values. First time I'll be getting this K, second it will run, I'll be getting H, third it will run, I'll be getting A. Okay, this is how it works. First time it will store the value blue, this value will be printed. Again it will store the value green will be printed. Again it will store the value yellow. Okay, this is how it runs, and I'll be getting output like this. Okay, we can loop through an array. We can also loop through strings. Okay, this is an example of for of loop, and this feature was introduced in ECMASCRIPT 2015, that is our ES6. Okay, this is also very important when it comes to looping arrays or looping strings. Just comment this. Okay, we have seen about for of. Now next is our default parameter. I'll just come here. Okay, default parameter, it is nothing but it allows function parameters to have default values. Parameters are nothing but our arguments. Now I'll show you an example. Okay, the definition goes like that. It will allow the named parameters to be initialized with default values. If you have not passed any values inside the arguments, then default value will be applied and that value will be taken. Okay, we'll understand with an example. First I'll just tell an example using our normal function. I'll be writing this multiplication, and inside this I'll be passing this 2 arguments. Now here I just want to return A into B. I'll just give here A into B, and in my console I'll just call this function console.log, and inside this I'll just copy this function, and here I'll be pasting that one, and here I'll just write 2, 3. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting output as 6. But suppose sometimes I just forgot to write 2. I have passed only 1 argument here. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting not a number, NaN, which stands for not a number. Okay, in such cases, if you forget to give arguments, you can just pass some default values. Like for B, I'll just pass here 2. Now if I just give here 3, this value of B will be taken here 3. This value will be assigned to A, and the value of B will be taken, and that will be multiplied, and the result will be given to me. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting the output as 6. Okay, this is how it works. These are the default parameters, and this will allow the named parameters to be initialized with default values if no values, or if we pass undefined values. Now suppose instead of 2, if I just give here 6, I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting the output as 18. Okay, this is how it works. This is the normal way of writing the function. Now using fat arrow function, we will see const. I'll be giving this multiplication, and using fat arrow function, here I'll just give A comma, and B value I'll be initializing it to 5, equal to 5. This what we are assigning here, that is called as default parameter. By default we are assigning some values to this variable, so this is called as default parameters. Now using fat arrow function, here I'll just copy this, and here I'm just going to return and copy and paste. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting output as 15. Okay, this is how using normal functions we are going to pass default parameters, and this is how we are going to pass inside our fat arrow function. Okay, this is very important. If you just forget, you can just assign some values. You can use in your projects as well. If you forget to give any values, you can just assign some default values and keep for safety. Before ECMASCRIPT 2015, okay, before ES6, we used to check like this. I'll just show you an example how we used to do before. Function, I'll just give my function name as multiplication, and inside this I'll be passing two parameters, a comma b, and here inside this, if I just do console.log, and if I just give here a, I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see here, okay, I'll just call this function here multiplication, and inside this I'll just give here 3. I'll just pass only one value, one argument. Now if I refresh this, I'll be getting the output as 3, which this value will be assigned to a. Now if I just do console.log b, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting undefined. Okay, this first value will be given to a, but the value of b is undefined. Before ECMASCRIPT, we used to check like this. If the value of b, that is my type, that is type of b, if it is not equal to undefined, I'll just write undefined. Okay, using my ternary operator, I'll just assign the value of b. If it is not equal to undefined, just give the value of b as 5. I'll save this, and this console I'll just copy, and here I'm going to paste that one. I'll refresh this. Now you can see I'll be getting the value as 5. Okay, the value of b I'll be getting as 5. Okay, this is how we used to check before ECMASCRIPT 2015. Now we are not going to use like this. We are just going to pass default parameters, and if I don't have any values assigned, that default value will be taken and that will be applied to my function. Now next we will see about REST operator. Okay, it is nothing but it allows us to easily handle various input as parameters in a function. Okay, whatever parameters we are passing, it will allow us to easily handle that parameters. This REST parameter syntax allows the function to treat indefinite number of arguments as an array. Okay, you will not understand with this. Once we write this example, you will understand what is REST operator and why it is very useful. Okay, here I'll just open this one. Now, this will be our fifth feature, that is a REST operator. Here I'll be creating this normal function sum, and inside this I'll be passing two arguments, two parameters. Here I'll just do console.log. Inside this I'll just do a plus b. Okay, using fat arrow function I have to give here equal to, and here I'll just call this function sum, and inside this I'll just pass here 3, 3. I'll save this. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting output as 6, which means that this 3 will be taken by my a and this 3 will be taken by my b, and a plus b I'll be getting the output as 6. Now suppose here if I have here many values, suppose here I have this so many values, and now if I save this and again if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting output as 6. Now here this first value will be taken by a, second value will be taken by b, and rest all the values whatever I am having here, that will be ignored and I will not be getting any output. Okay, and only these two values will be taken, that will be passed here, and I'll be getting output as 6. Now how to tackle this one? I want all this data, I want the sum of all these numbers. Okay, how to tackle this one? Now we are going to tackle this using our REST operator. I'll just comment this, and also I'll just copy this. Here I'm going to paste that one. I'll just uncomment. Now here instead of writing this, I'll be using this 3 magical dots. I'll just pass, you can give any values here. Now instead of this, I'll just console.log a. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting array of these elements. Okay, inside this array I'll be getting this 3, 3. Okay, inside this array all the values will be stored and each element will be having this index number. Okay, this a will be returning me array. Okay, this will return me array. If I just give here 3 dots and if I show you the console, in my console if I show you the output, this 3 dots and the variable name will return me the elements. only A will return me array. This 3 dots plus A will return me the elements here. I have accessed all the values. I have only one variable here. I have only one variable here, but the output I got all the arguments whatever I have passed here. Now if I add some more here, then also I'll be getting output. I'll save this. Now you can see 4 and 44 is also been added here. Okay, here it's been added. This A will return me array, and this 3 dots plus A will return me all the values. Now I'll just comment this. Now I want to find the sum of 10 natural numbers. I'll just write this program, sum of 10 natural numbers. Okay, I have to find this. Now what I'll be doing is I'll just create some variable, and inside this I'll be writing this 3 dots. I'll just give the value as A. I'll just give A, and inside this first I'll just do console.log. I'll just copy this, and here I'm going to paste that one, and here I'll be calling this function, and I'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, these are some of my 10 natural numbers. I have to find this sum. I'll save this. Now without using this one, okay, without using a rest operator, we have to write like this: A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus. Okay, it keeps on going. And here if I just show you the output, here I should just write A comma B comma, not A comma, I'll just write A plus B plus C plus D plus E. Here I have to pass like this, and here I'll just write comma here. Okay, I should pass like this for all the arguments, and it's not possible. It's very lengthy process, and here I'll be getting only output as 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will take only 5 arguments, and rest all will be ignored. Okay, it's not possible to write. So instead of this, we are going to use our rest operator, this 3 dots. And here also I'm just going to remove. I'll just write here 3 dots. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see this 3 dots plus A will return me all the values, whatever, all the arguments, whatever is present inside my function. Okay, inside my function, this will be returned. Now here I want to find this sum. Here I'll just declare one variable. I'll give my variable name as total. I'll just initialize the value as 0. Now using our for of, okay, you can see here we are using all the concept of ECMASCRIPT here. I'll just write this for, I'll just declare one variable, let I of, and this A is my array. Okay, this A is my array. I'll just write A here. Okay, this will be having array elements. Now inside this I'll just write here total, whatever value I'm having, total plus is equal to I. I'll save this, just console. If I just do console.log, and if I just give here total, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see the value I'm getting 1, 3, 6, 10. Okay, I'm getting in this way. I'll just comment this. Now if I show you the output, you can see I'll be getting the output something like this. Okay, you can see first the value of total will be 1. Okay, because 0 plus 1, I will be 1 here. Here I will be 1. So 0 plus 1, I'll be getting 1. Now value of total will be 1. Now second it will loop. Value of I will be 2. 1 plus 2, I'll be getting 3. So in the same way, if I just want to only find the total, I'll just paste it here. I'll just copy this. And here I'm going to paste that one. Here I'll just write 1. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see value I'm getting 74. Okay, I'll just remove 1 from here. I'll refresh this, you can see total I'm getting 55. Okay, this is how it will loop. Okay, first 0 it will take, 0 plus value of I is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, then again value of I is 2, total value is 1. 2 plus 1 I'll be getting 3, then again 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, it keeps on going, and I'll be getting this output. Using our spread operator, we can access all the arguments available inside our function, all the arguments. Okay, this is how we will be finding the sum of 10 natural numbers. Okay, we can pass many arguments as well. I'll just write one more example here. I'll just write const, I'll be giving sum, and inside this, okay, using fat arrow function, I'll be passing A comma B comma C comma. Okay, here I'll be using this 3 dots, that is my rest operator. Now inside this, I'll just call this function here sum, and here I'll be passing some values. I'll give 2, 4, 6, 1, E, I'll just pass some strings, E, and here I'll be passing some random numbers. I'll save this. Now you can see first argument, second argument, first parameter, second parameter, third parameter, and this is my rest operator, and I have the value D. Now if I do console.log, if I want to print A, I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. I am getting this reference error, C is not defined. Okay, here I'll just close with double quotes. I'll refresh this. Console.log, I'll refresh this one. You can see the value of A is 2. This value I got, this value will be assigned to A. Now if I just do console.log B, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see this value 4 will be assigned to B. In the same way, if I do console.log C, I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see the value of 6 will be assigned to C. Now if I do console.log D, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting array of rest elements. Okay, this 2, 4 and 6 will be A, B and C. This rest whatever I am having, that will be given to D, and if I pass D is an array and it will return me array of these 5 elements, all these rest elements. Okay, this is how we can also find the length of array. I'll be writing dot length because it's array, so we can find the length. I'll refresh this one. You can see I'll be getting length as 5. Okay, first, second and third values, whatever arguments I'm having, that will be taken by this, and D, it will start from here. If I give here D, it will return me array of these elements, and length of that is 5. And now if I just do console.log, and if I just pass this D, I'll be getting all these elements. You can see I'll be getting individual elements, and this is not an array. Now for this we can't find the length. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting an error, non-callable. Okay, we can't find the length of this one, but we can find the length of an array, so we can give like this. Okay, from here this array stands. Okay, we can perform all the array methods what available. I'll just give here console.log. Okay, I want to push something. I'll just give here push, and I want to push apple. Now if I just copy this length, okay, I'll just copy this this one, and here I'm going to print. I'll refresh this. Now you can see apple is been added to my this one, to my D. Okay, using push we can add the elements at the end. Okay, we can perform all the array methods because this is an array. We can perform pop operation, we can perform push operation, we can find the index of this particular elements, and we can do lot of stuff here. Okay, this is all about our rest operator. Now next is our spread operator. Spread operator is also represented using 3 dots and is being used to take elements out of something like an array or an object. Okay, we'll see an example on this, and spread operator is very useful when you're making React projects. Okay, when I have already uploaded React to-do list, and in that spread operator is very useful. Using spread operator we can save lot of our time. Okay, this syntax of spread operator is very similar to rest operator, but it works completely opposite of it. Now here I'll be declaring 2 arrays. I'll just write here array 1, and inside this I'll be passing 1, 2, 3. Okay, in the same way I'll be declaring array 2. I'll just copy this, and here I'll just pass the values 4, 5 and 6, and I'll just give here array 2. Now if I just do console.log array 1, I'll copy this, and here I'm going to paste that one. I'll just give here array 2. I'll just open my console. I'll refresh this one. Okay, I'll just comment this entire thing. I'll just comment this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see here output. This is my first array which is having 1, 2, 3 and the length is 3. This is my second array which is having the values 4, 5 and I'll just give here 6. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be having this output. Now if I want all the values of array 2 inside my array 1, so we were doing like this. Array 1, I just have to write like this. Array 1 is equal to whatever value I'm having, I have to concatenate that one. I'll just do concat, and I want to I'll be doing concat, and I want to concat array 2. Now if I just do console.log a, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, assignment to an constant variable. Okay, I'll just change it to let here. I have already told you about let and const. Okay, we can't assign any values to constant variables once we have declared. Okay, now you can see inside my array 1, okay, I have console.log array 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the values of array 2 will be given to my array 1, and I have this one. Now if I just show you, if I just print array 2, I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now I have array 2 as 4, 5 and 6. Okay, this kind of method we were doing in ECMASCRIPT. Before ECMASCRIPT 2015, we were doing like this. But now we are going to tackle this using spread operator. Okay, here I'll just create one variable let. And inside this, I'll just write here array 3. And now if I want, first I want array 1 values. So I'll be using this 3 dots and my array name, that is array 1. I'll save this. And now if I just do console.log, and if I just give here array 3, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see inside my array 3, okay, I have all the values of my array 1. Inside my array 1, I have already concatenated, and I got all the values of array 2 as well. Okay, as of now, I'll just comment this. I don't want to concatenate, and now inside my array 3, I'll be having 1, 2 and 3. That is my value of array 1. Now again, if I want value of array 2, again I'll be doing the same thing. Okay, only 3 dots, the array name. I'll refresh this one. You can see I'm having the value of array 2 as well. Now here if I want to add some more values here, I'll add 7, 8, 9. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is how we will be using the spread operator. We don't have to remember the values what we are having inside array 1 or array 2. We just have to write this 3 dots array name, 3 dots array name, and that values will be accessed and that will be printed. And if you want to add some more values, you can add before also. I'll just add here 0. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, instead of writing concatenation, we can just write like this 3 dots and array name. I'll just comment this entire thing. Okay, I'll just tell you one more scenario where our spread operator is very useful. Okay, here I'll be creating one array. I'll just give my array name as color 1, and inside this I'll be passing some values. I'll just give here blue, orange and green. Okay, inside this array 1 I have all these values. Now inside my, I'll just create one more variable color 2, and inside this I want to store all the values what are available inside color 1. Okay, inside array color 1 I have stored that one. Now if I just do console.log, and I'll be giving this color 1, and in the same way I'll just do color 2. I'll save this. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see here I'll be getting output as blue, orange and green. This is my array 1. Okay, and this is my array 2. Okay, array 1 I am having all the values, and array 1 values I have initialized to array 2, that is my color 2, and array 1 I'll be having this values, and color 2 I'll be having this values. Okay, I got this one. Now I want inside my color 2, I want some more colors to be added. So here what I'll be doing is inside my color 2 array, okay, this is array, so I'll be using my push method, push, and inside this I'll just push black and white color, black and white. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one, and before that I'll just do console.log. I'll paste it here. Now if I show you, you can see inside my array 2 I have black and white color been pushed, and the length is 5 now. But now the problem is, now if I do console.log1 color 1, now if you see inside my color 1 also this black and white is been pushed, but here I have pushed only to my color 2, but it's been pushed inside my color 1 also, because I have initialized the value of color 1 to color 2, and all the values whatever I push inside my color 2, that will be pushed inside my color 1 as well. Okay, this will be a problem when we are doing projects. So to tackle this one, to handle this error, we have our spread operator. I'll just comment this entire thing. and here I'll just copy this. Okay, this 4 lines I'll just copy, and here I'm just going to paste that one. Now I will tell you how to do this using spread operator. Instead of passing directly color 1, I can just give here 3 dots and I'll be writing color 1. I'll save this, and now if I show you the output, you can see color 1 is having blue, orange and green, blue, orange and green, and I have initialized using spread operator. I have initialized the value of color 1 to color 2 and all the color 2. Now here whatever value I have initialized, color 1 values whatever I am having here, that will be initialized to color 2. Color 2 I can add some more colors. I'll just write here color 2, and inside this I'll be adding one color. I'll just give here black. Here I'll be giving yellow, and if I want to add array 1, I'll just write comma and all the colors of array 1 will be printed here. I'll save this, and now I'll just copy this one, and here I'll just do console. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'll be getting black, yellow, blue, orange and green, which this colors is been added inside my color 2. Okay, inside my color 2 I'm adding black and yellow before my color 1. Now in the same way I can just add the colors at the end. Here I'll be adding white. I'll save this. Now if I do console log, I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see white color is also been added to my color 2 array. Now if I do color 1, okay, if I do color 1 console here, I'll refresh this one, you can see color 1 whatever value I was having at the starting, blue, orange and green, okay, color 1 will not going to change. Whatever values I add, whatever colors I'll be adding inside color 2 array, these values will not be affected inside my color 1, and color 1 will be having this values, whatever it was having, only that values will be printed. Okay, using spread operator we have tackled this. Okay, but if I write like this, the values if I push inside my color 2, that will also be pushed inside my color 1 array. But using spread operator it will not happen. We can add as many as values we want to color 2, that will not affect inside my color 1. Okay, this is how it works. Now next we are going to see about template literals. Now we'll see an example on this template literals. Okay, what is this and how we can use this one. I'll just do one console console.log. Previously we used to write the single quotes or double quote. My name is Khanam. I'll save this, and now if I show you in my console, you can see I have this my name is Khanam. Okay, before ECMASCRIPT 2015 we were using double quotes or single quotes. Okay, you can also use here single quotes. I'll save this, and now if you refresh, you can see I'll be getting the same output. But after ECMASCRIPT 2015 we are using template literals, and template literal is nothing but this backticks. Okay, this backticks you will be finding inside this tilde tab. Okay, here I have this. Now I'm just going to console the same thing, and instead of this single quotes I'll be using this backtick, and here I'll just paste this backtick. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see here I'll be getting the same output. Okay, now the difference between this using single quotes and double quotes and backtick is backtick will reduce lot of our time. Now here I'll just create one variable. I'll give my variable name as name, and I'll just give my name Khanam, and again I'll create one more variable. I'll just give here color I'll just pass black. Now before 2015 we used to write like this, console.log. We used to concatenate this one. I'll just write here my name is, and here plus symbol, and I have to pass that variable name, and again I have to concatenate this one, and I just have to write and my favorite favorite color is, here I'll just write that color. Okay, that variable name. Here I'm just getting this declaration was marked name is deprecated, so I'll just write here name 1. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting my name is Khanam and my favorite color is black. Okay, we have to do this string concatenation, and this is quite disturbing. We have to write plus symbol, we have to concatenate this, again we have to write this plus symbol, we have to concatenate this. Okay, to handle this one we are going to use our template literals. I'll just do console.log. Okay, instead of this I'll be using this template literals, that is our backticks, and here I'll be writing my name is, and here inside this flower braces and dollar symbol you have to write, I'll be writing my variable name 1, my name is, and my favorite color is, I'll just write like this, color name, color, variable name. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting the same output. My name is Khanam and my favorite color is black. Okay, using template literals, we can just write like this and we can access any variables inside our projects. Okay, instead of concatenating this entire thing, we can just use template literals, dollar symbol, and whatever variable you want to display, you just write like this and you will be getting that variable names here. Okay, this is all about template literals. This is just in replacement of concatenation. We are just going to use template literals to save our time. Okay, you can see it is the easy way to create multiple strings and perform string interpolation. Okay, these template literals are the strings literals and it allows us to embed expressions. Okay, this is how we can write. This is all about template literals, and this is the feature added in ECMASCRIPT 2015. And next we will see about array restructuring. Okay, now we will see about array restructuring. Destructuring is an efficient way to extract multiple values from data that is stored inside arrays or objects. Okay, you can also tell it is an JavaScript expression that makes it possible to unpack values from arrays or properties, and also we can unpack the values from objects into distinct variables. Okay, we'll see an example on this. Here I'll just create one array, and inside this I'll be passing some colors. I'll just write here blue, yellow, green and black. Okay, I have this array called color, and inside this I have all this value blue, yellow, green and black. Now here if I want to access this yellow, I just have to write like this, console.log, and inside this color I'll be writing my the index number of yellow is 1. I'll just write here 1. I'll save this. Now if I show you in my console, you can see I'll be getting the value as yellow. Now if I want to access green, I have to write the index number 2. I'll be getting this value. Okay, that is green. Okay, in the same way, if I have to access black, I just have to write the index number and I'll be getting value as black. Now if I want to access all the values, we have to run the loop. We have already seen how to run the loop using for of. You just have to write for let I of this array name, and you have to print that I. You will be getting all the values. But individually, if we want to access this one, we have to access it using index number. Okay, now we are going to do array restructuring. Okay, restructuring is nothing but we will be unpacking all these values from the arrays or properties into distinct variables. Okay, we'll just unpack this one and we'll store this inside some variable. Okay, how we are going to do is let, here I'll just write here A, B, C, D. I have 4 values here. I have blue, yellow, green and black. So I am just writing A, B, C and D. You can give any names here and I'll be writing my array name. Okay, that's all. We just have to reverse it. Okay, here I have these values. Here I am just passing that, and A will be taken blue, B will be having yellow, C will be having green and D will be having black, and here I have just reversed that one. Now if I just want color black, I'll just do console.log and I'll be giving D. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting black. I'll just comment this. I'll refresh this. Now you can see this variable has stored the value black. Okay, now if you want blue color, you just have to write here A. You don't have to access it using index number. Using restructuring, you can just pass this variable and you will be getting the values whatever we have here. Okay, I got blue. This is how we are going to unpack the values and store inside some variables. Now if I want only this green, I can just write console.log C. Now if I want only first and last values in my console, I'll just show you console.log, and here inside this first value is A, second value I have to leave, third value I have to leave and fourth value I have to print. Okay, you have to separate it with comma. This is A comma, this is my second and this is my third. I'll refresh this. You can see I got blue and here I have this empty into 2 and here I have black. Okay, I'll be getting 2 values here, blue and black, and length is 4. You can see I got blue and black. Okay, this is how we can access, we can get the values, we can unpack the values, we can store that values inside separate variables, and we have to just reverse that one. Okay, this array name we have to write here, and we have to unpack this, and you can give any name here. Okay, and these names will be, and whatever names you are giving, that values based on this, it will be stored. Okay, this is all about array restructuring. Okay, this is the syntax. It is an efficient way to extract multiple values from data that is stored in arrays or objects. Now we will see about object destructuring. Okay, object destructuring, we will see an example, and then by example you will understand what that means. Now inside object destructuring also, we are going to unpack the values from the objects, and we will store the values in separate variables. Okay, we will see an example on this. I'll just create one object. I'll give my object name as data, and inside this I'll pass some data here. Place I'll be giving Mumbai. Next I'll just give color. I'll be giving black. And last I'll just give here. Okay, last I'll give here language. I'll just give here JavaScript. Okay, this I have created one object. Okay, now I am just going to unpack all the values, and I'll store this data inside some separate variables. So for that, I am just going to unpack the values. To unpack the values, I'll just write here place. I am writing this, whatever I am having, I am just writing the same thing. I'll copy this, I'll be pasting it here, and last I'll just copy this language, and here I'm going to paste that one. Here I'll just write this data. Okay, we have to reverse that one, and I'll be writing this data here. Now if I show you console.log, okay, here if I want to access the data, okay, I'll just write here console.log. If I want language, I have to write my object name dot language. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, I'll just open my browser. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting output as JavaScript. Okay, I have to write like this data dot language. Now once I have done this object destructuring, okay, these values, okay, this data is stored inside these variables, and now I don't have to write like this data dot language. Directly I can just write language. I'll just copy this. Here I'll be pasting that one. Instead of data dot language, I'll just write language. I'll refresh this. You can see again I'll be getting JavaScript. Now if I just copy this color, I'll paste it here. Now again you can see I'll be getting output as black here. Okay, in the same way I'll just copy this, and here if I write this, okay, here you can see I'll be getting an error, cannot access color before initialization. Okay, we can't access like this. We have to write object name dot color. Only then we can access the color black. But once we do object destructuring, we will be getting all the data will be stored inside these variables, and we just have to print these variables, and the output will be displayed. Okay, this is about object destructuring. And here you can use template literals also. I'll just do console.log, and inside this I'll be writing template literals. I'll be writing here my place is, inside this dollar I'll just pass this place. I'll refresh this. You can see I'll be getting my place is Mumbai. Okay, you can just use here template literals, and you can write this entire thing in one sentence. Okay, these values, okay, these variables, here I have the same thing here, color, languages, okay, this we have to write in the same way. But now if I want to change, instead of place, I just want to write here city. So to do that one, I'll just comment this. Now here I want to change from place, I want it to change to city. Okay, this is how we are going to change from place to city. And next I have color, and last I have language. And this I'll be initializing it to my object name, that is my data. Okay, this I got, place I am changing it to city. Now if I do here console.log, and if I give here place, I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting error, identified color has already been declared. Okay, I'll just comment this one. I'll refresh this. You can see I'll be getting black, and place is not defined, which means that I have changed this data. Okay, whatever we give here, we have to write the same thing here. Now I am changing it to city. I'll just copy this, I'll paste it here, I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'll be getting Mumbai here. Okay, if you want to change this data, you can just write here colon and you can give here whatever value you want. But these things, whatever you are passing, this value should be matching with this. Okay, this property, it should be matching. Now if you want to change that one, you just have to write this colon, and whatever name you want to write, you just write that one and write this, and you unpack the values and store that data inside your object, this object. And if you want to print, you will be getting this one. Now in the same way, I'll just copy this, I'll paste it here, I'll uncomment this. Now if I refresh this one, I'll be getting an error and place is not defined. So instead of place, I just have to write here city, because I have changed place to city. Now city will be working, my place is Mumbai. Okay, this is how it works. My color is, I'll just write here color. I'll be writing my favorite color. I'll refresh this one. You can see my favorite color is black. Now if I just change this color to color 1, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting an error, color is not defined. Here I just have to write color 1. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, it will work. My color is black. Okay, that is my favorite color is black. Okay, this is how object destructuring will work. Now suppose, okay, this is my first example. I'm just going to comment this. I'll just copy this, and here below I'll just paste that one. Now I have this object. Now suppose I have inside this object, I have one more object. Here I'll be creating one more object, food, and inside this I'm going to create one more object. Here I'll just give here, I'll be giving food 1. Food 1, I'll just give here rice. Okay, next I'll be giving food 2. You can give anything here. Food 2, I'll just give chapati. Okay, just for an example. Okay, here this is my first object, and inside this object I have another object. Now I want the data of food 2. I'll just do console.log. Inside my data I want food. Okay, this food property. I'll just save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see inside my food, okay, inside my food I have food 1 and food 2. Food 1 and food 2. Now I want only food 2. So for that I'll be giving here dot food 2. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting chapati as my output. Okay, if you are working with APIs, then it will be very important how to access this one, and this will be very useful. Okay, inside this data I have access food, and inside this food I have this food 2. Okay, if I want to access food 1, I just have to write food 1. I'll just refresh this. I'll be getting rice as my output. Now using object destructuring, we are going to do this. Now I'm going to unpack the values. I'll just write here let, and inside this first I have place. I'll be pasting it here. We have to write the same names. Second color, I'll be pasting it here. Language, I'll be pasting it here. And finally I have this food. And here I'll initialize it to data. Okay, that is my object name. Now if I want to print color, I can directly get color. Console.log color. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting color as black. Now again I want to access my food 2. Here I have food. Now how to access this food 2 is, I'll just write this console, and here instead of this color I'll be writing this food. I'll copy this, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this. Now you can see inside my food I have this object, okay, food and food 2. Okay, now this is my object name. Now I can access this using dot food 2. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting output as chapati here. Okay, this is how it will work using object. Inside objects also we can access the data. You just have to destructure. Okay, you just have to pass this data here, and here you will be having this. Now this is my separate object, and this is my separate object. I have done destructuring for this object. For this object also I can do separate destructuring like this. I can just create like this. I have this 2 data, food 1. I'll paste it here, and again I'll just paste. I'll just change it to 2. Okay, I'm just doing destructuring to my food object, and here my object name is food. Now if I want to print the data of food 1, I don't have to write food dot food 2. I can just write food 2 here. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting chapati and chapati as my output. I'll just comment this. Now you can see I'll be getting output as chapati. Okay, this is how it works. We can just destructure this objects and we can just write this object name. Okay, and we will be getting the output. Objects, inside the objects also we can destructure, and we will be storing all the values in separate variables, and we will be printing that variables and we will be getting the values. Okay, this is all about object destructuring, unpacking all the values and storing in separate variables. Now these are some of the new string methods which are added in ECMASCRIPT 2015. Okay, we have this includes, we have starts with, and we have this ends with. Okay, this include method will return true if a string contains a specified value, otherwise it will return false. Okay, we'll see an example on this. Here I'll just create one variable. I'll give my variable name as language. Inside this I'll just give here JavaScript. Here I'll be doing console.log, and inside this, using template literal, I'll just print this one. I'll just print language. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting JavaScript as my output. Okay, now this is my string. I have printed that one. Now I want to check it is including this JavaScript or not. Okay, here I'll just write this dot. This is my includes method, and inside this, okay, you can see I have this includes string dot includes. So this is my string which is having this JavaScript data includes, and here inside this I'll just pass here JavaScript. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see it will return me true, which means that this include method will return true if a string contains a specified value, otherwise it will return false. If I give here JavaScripts, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see it is returning me false because JavaScripts I don't have, I have only JavaScript. Now instead of this, if I just give here S, Java in capital letter, I'll write S. I'll refresh this one. Again I'll be getting false. This is case sensitive. Okay, this will return only this matches perfectly, only then it will return true, or else it will return false. Okay, this is our includes method, okay, which is added in strings. Now next we have starts with method, and this method will return true if our string begins with a specified value, otherwise it will return false. Okay, this is our first example. Now below this, I'll just copy this, and here I'll be pasting that one. Now instead of this, I'll be writing this starts with. Okay, I have this starts with. I'll just write that one. Starts with. Okay, starts with J. I'll just write my first letter. I'll check this one. I'll refresh this. You can see I'll be getting true. If I just write here K, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting false. If it is starting with J, return me true. If it is starting with another letters, just return me false. Okay, that's what it tells. Okay, if a string begins with a specified value, only then return true. Okay, next we have ends with. Here instead of starts with, I'll just write here ends with. This also works in same way, but this will check for the last letter. I'll just refresh this. You will see it will return false. Now my last letter is T. I'll just write here T. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see it will return true. Now if I just write here capital T, I'll save this. Now if I refresh this, you can see it is returning false. This is case sensitive, and this is how it works, and these are the three methods which were added in strings. Now we have one more method. I'll just show you. I'll just comment this one. Now here instead of this ends, I'll just write here repeat. I'll be writing repeat, and I want to repeat 20 times. Whatever name I am having, this language I want to repeat 20 times. I'll refresh this. You can see I'll be getting JavaScript. Here I don't have spaces, but it is repeating 20 times here. Okay, this is how we will be using the string methods to access the first letter. We will be checking if the pattern is present or not, and to access the last letters, we are just going to use this string methods. Okay, and these are the new string methods which were added in ECMASCRIPT 2015. Now we will see some of the new array methods. Okay, first is our from method. Okay, array from method returns an array object from any object with a length property or any iterable object. Okay, we'll see an example on this and then you will understand this. Okay, here I'll just create one variable. I'll give my variable name as color, and here I'll be writing this array dot from, and I'll just write here purple color. Now I'll just do console.log. I'll just want to print this color. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting array. Okay, this all purple, this whatever word I'm having, this string, it will be converted to array and I'll be getting like this. Now once I get the array, I can perform all the methods in this color. Okay, I can just find the length. I'll just write here length. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, you can see I'll be getting length as 6. Now if I want to access all the values, or if I directly want to access particular index number, I'll just give here 2. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting R 0, 1, 2. Okay, at index number 2 I have R, so I'll be getting R. Now if I want to access all the values using R for, we'll just revise this one. I'll just create one variable I of, and my length name and my array name is color. I'll just write that one. Now inside console.log, I want to print I. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting PURPLE. Okay, separate components, separate letters I'll be getting using this for of loop. Okay, this is how it is useful. It is just going to, okay, you can see it returns an array object from any object with a length property or any iterable object. Okay, this is how we will be getting this string into an array. Okay, this is our first method. Now second is our array keys. Okay, this method will return an array iterator object with the keys of an array. Keys are nothing but our index number. Okay, to find the index number, we'll just write this one. Okay, here I'll just create one array. From here I'm just going to copy this array if I have somewhere here. Okay, I'll just copy this array. I'll copy this array, and here I'm just going to paste that array. Inside color, I have all this data. Okay, I have this colors value. Now I'll be applying this one arrays dot key. My array is nothing but my color. So for this, I'll just create one variable. I'll give my variable name as key, and inside this I'll be passing this. My array name is color dot keys. Okay, this is the method I have passed, array dot keys. You can see array dot keys, and my array is nothing but my color. Now here if I do console.log and if I just show key, I'll save this. And now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting array iterator, and inside this I'll be having all these properties. Okay, we don't need this one. Okay, it keeps on going. Now I want the index number of all these values. So to access that one, we are going to use our for of loop. For, I'll create one variable I of, and here I'll just pass my key. That is my variable what I created and what I have assigned this function, this method I have assigned to this variable. I am just writing that variable here. Now if I just do console.log I'll save this. Now if I just refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, whatever index number I am having to this particular values, I'll be getting that index number. Okay, using this color dot keys, array dot keys, I'll be getting index number, that is the key value of all this data. Okay, using for loop I have accessed the data and I have just displayed that in console.log. Now we will see some of the new math methods which were introduced in ECMASCRIPT 2015. First I have this math trunc. Okay, it returns the integer part of a number. Okay, here I'll just do console.log, and inside this I'll just write here 3.33. I'll refresh this one. You can see I'll be getting 3.33 as my output. Now instead of this, I'll just write here math.trunc. I'll just close in parenthesis. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see only I'll be getting the integer part, that is 3. Now it will work for negative numbers as well. Here if I just give here -3, then also it is going to return me integer part and I'll be getting -3 as my output. Okay, this is the new method, and we have math.sign method. It returns -1, 0 and 1 based on the values of an element. Okay, we'll understand what is that. Here I'll just comment this one. Now inside console, console.log. I'll just give here math.sign. I'll just give here 2. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting 1. Okay, for positive numbers it will return me 1. Okay, for 0 I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. You can see for 0 it will return me 0, and for negative numbers I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. You can see for negative numbers it will return me -1 as my output. Okay, for positive numbers it will return 1, for 0 it will return 0, and for negative numbers it will return -1. Okay, this is our math.sign method. Okay, next we have math.cubeRoot. Okay, before we were having math.square-root. I'll just paste it, and instead of this I'll just write here sqrt square root of 4. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting 2 as my output. Now we have this cube root, so for that we just have to write here cbrt, and cube root is 2 cube is 8. I'll just write 8. Now if I refresh this one, you can see cube root of 8 is 2. Now if I just write here 125, cube root of 5 is 125, so I'll be getting output as 5. Okay, we can find cube root as well now. Now we have this math.log2, it returns the base 2 log number, and next we have math.log10, it returns the base 10 logarithm. I'll just write here. Now instead of this I'll be writing log2. This will return me the value, and inside this parenthesis I'll just write here 2. I'll refresh this. You can see it is returning me 1, and next I have 10. I'll just write here 10. I'll save this, and now if I refresh this, okay, it will return me 1. Okay, these are the new math methods which were introduced. Okay, we have seen all the features about ECMASCRIPT, and these features are very important. Okay, you have to learn these features. Once you go into React, these features will be very useful, and also in JavaScript for advanced level project, these are very, very important. So practice this one, put this concept in your projects, and make your projects more attractive and more readable. Inside this I have this index.html, style.css, and script.js. Inside index.html I have this basic snippet. I have changed my title to restaurant menu. I have linked my CSS file and JavaScript file, and here I have some images here. Now if I show you these images, I have 5 images here: foot 1, foot 2, foot 3, foot 4, and foot 5. These images I'll be using inside my project. These images I got from pixels.com. Now I'll just close my left panel, Control B. I'll open live server. Just right click on this and open with live server. I have already opened it. I'll open this one, and we'll be working side by side. Simultaneously we'll be seeing our output as well for this project. Here inside my body I'll create one div. I'll give my class name as menu container. Inside this I'll create one more div, and I'll give my class name as menu box. This is because I want my card in the middle of the website, so I'll be wrapping that container inside one more container. Now inside this container, first I'll be giving h1. For this I'll give id. I'll give the id as item. I'll just give this food item to be 1. I'll just save this, and you can see our output simultaneously. Now below my h1, I'll give one paragraph, and inside this I'll give the id as one-liner. Inside my paragraph I'll just give some dummy text, lorem temp. I got this text. You can see I'll be getting this text here. Now below my text I'll just give image. Inside my source I'll be giving this images and food1.jpg, and inside this alt I'll be giving this image, and also I'll be giving the ID for my image so that I can access it inside my JavaScript. I'll give my ID as image. I'll save this. Now you can see my image has been loaded here. We'll style this one and we'll be fixing our image, because here you can see I got this horizontal and vertical scroll bars because of my width and height of the image, but I got my image in my website. Now below this I'll be giving my h2, and inside this I'll be giving the ID as hotel. Here I'll just give hotel name, hotel 1 and name 1. I'll save this. Now below this, if you see, I'll just come here, and now you can see hotel 1 and name 1. I'll just give hotel and name 1, let it be. I'll save this, hotel and name 1. Below my H2 here, I'll be creating one paragraph. I'll give my ID as description. Inside this, I'll be giving some text around 20. I'll save this. You can see my text has come here. Below my heading tag, I got my text now. Now below my paragraph, I'll be creating one div. I'll give the class name as btn for my buttons. Inside this, I'll be creating 3 buttons into 3. That is for my previous, next and my random. Inside my first button, I'll give the ID. I'll give my ID as brief. You can see my button spelling is different. I'll just do Control F. Instead of button, I just want it to replace it with button, and I want to replace all. I'll just give this one, and now it is been changed to button. This one. Now if I remove, I'll be getting this. Now for my next button, I'll give the ID as random. Inside this, I'll just write the text as random menu. Random menu. I'll save this, and below you can see my buttons here. I got this previous button and random button. Now inside my last button, I'll give the ID. I'll give the ID as next, and here I'll be writing that. I'll just write this colon and arrow, and I have this arrow here. I'll just do one time backspace, and I'll be getting this symbol here. I'll save this. Now you can see here I got my random button, I got my previous button, I got my next button, and we'll be styling this one, and we'll be making our website like this. You can see I have this foot item, paragraph, this image, this heading, paragraph, this buttons here, random button, next button and previous button. I have done the same thing we have seen in our live server. Now we are done with our HTML part. Now let's come to our styling part. I'll just open this, my left panel. I'll just take this style.css. I'll close this. Now inside my style.css, I have already given this padding 0, margin 0 and box sizing to be border box. I'll come to my index.html. I'll copy this menu container, and below this I'll be pasting that menu container. For this, I'll just give this display to be grid. Place items, I'll be giving center. You can also use display property like we used before. Display flex, justify content center, align item center, and you will be getting the same output. For this also you will be getting the same output. Place items, I'll give this center, and below this I'll just give the height 100 view height, so that it will take complete 100 view height. I'll save this. Now we will not be having any effect because my image is very larger now. Let's style that one. Now below this I have this menu box. I'll copy this. I'll just paste my class here. First I'll be styling my image so that we can see all the effects what we are applying. For my image, width I'll give it as 300 pixel. Height I'll be giving 300 pixel. I'll save this. As soon as I save, you can see my width and height has been reduced, and you can see these effects here. Now if you see my image is been squeezed now. So for that I'll just give object fit cover. I'll save this. You can see now my image is perfect. I'll just give box shadow to my image. Box shadow 0 horizontal, vertical 0, blur I want 5 pixel, and I'll be giving gray color. I'll save this. Now if you see, I'll be getting the box shadow to my image. I got that one. I'll just give border radius 10 pixel. I want my image to come in middle. Now if you will not see that effect, I'll just copy this path and I'll be pasting my path here inside my new tab. I'll show you in my larger screen. Now if you see, my image is here. I want in the middle now. So for that, I'll just come to my style.css. Here I'll be giving display block DIS margin auto. I'll save this. Now if I show you the output, you can see my image has come in the middle now. I'll just open my live server and will be working simultaneously. You can see my image has come in the middle. I'll copy this class menu box. I'll be pasting it here. For my menu div container, I'll just give width to be 400 pixel. I don't want it to take complete 100%. I want only 400 pixel. That is like this. You can see it is taking only 400 here. This outer box, that is my 400 pixel. I have just given 400 pixel for my menu box. And height I'll give it as auto, so that whatever the contents height it is there, that height should be adopted by this one. I'll give the box shadow 0.005 pixel and I'll be giving gray color. I'll save this. As soon as I save, you can see my div is taking 400 pixel. I got box shadow and height is auto. Below this, I'll just give padding top and bottom. I'll give 10 pixel. Left and right I'll give it as 0. Here I'll just close this one. Now if I save, you can see I got top and bottom of 10 pixel. Now below this, I'll be giving border radius. I'll give 10 pixel all the 4 sides. Now if you see here, I don't have any border here, all corners if you see. Now as soon as I save this, you can see I got border radius of 10 pixel. This one here I got, here all the 4 sides I got border radius. Now I'll be styling my H1 and H2. You can see here inside my H1 I have this food item 1 and inside my H2 I have this hotel name 1. I'll just come here. You can give the food item name and the hotel names in your project. For learning purpose, I have just given food item 1 and hotel name 1, so that whenever I click on the next and the previous button, I'll be getting that 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So for that I have given that one. Now here I'll be styling my H1 and H2. For both I'll just give text align. I'll give center. I'll save this. You can see my food item, this H1 and H2 has come in the middle. Now below this I'll be styling my paragraph. For my paragraph I'll just give width I'll give it as 95%. Okay, it should not take complete 100%. I have just given width to be 90%. I'll save this. You can see it is taking only 95% and rest 5% is here. Now below this I'll just give margin top and bottom I'll give 10 pixel and left and right I'll give it as auto, so that it will come in the middle. Now as soon as I save this, you can see this whatever space I'm having here, that space will be divided equally between left and right. Now I'll just save this website. Now you can see I got some space here. You can see this space and this space. Now below my paragraph I have my image. You can see below my paragraphs I have this image. I have already styled my image and my image is completely fitting inside my container. Now below my image I have this buttons here. I'll just copy this button div container class and here I'll be pasting that class. And for this, first I'll just give this text align to be center. I'll save this. Now all my buttons have come in the middle. I'll be styling my button elements now. I'll just copy this and this styles will be applied to all the buttons. I'll paste my button element. For my button element, background color I'll just give transparent. I don't want this gray color, whatever is visible because of my button effect. I don't want that one. I'll save this. Now you can see I don't have any background for my button. Border I don't want anything. I'll give none. I'll save this. Now if you see I don't have any border. I'll increase my font size. Font size I'll increase to 17 pixel. I'll save this. Now you can see my font size has been increased now. Now in my project you can see here I have this box shadow for my random menu. I'll just come here and for my random menu I have already given this ID. I'll just copy this ID and here for ID I'll be using this hash. I'll be pasting that ID. For this I'll be giving the box shadow horizontal vertical 0.005 pixel and I'll be giving gray color. Before saving I'll just open my live server here. Now I'll save this You can see I got box shadow for my random menu. I'll also give margin. Margin top and bottom I don't need anything. Left and right I'll give 5 pixel. I'll save this. Now you can see I got margin left and right 5 pixel for my random menu. Below this I'll be giving padding. Padding top and bottom I don't need anything, but left and right I'll give it as 5 pixel. I'll save this. You can see I got padding 5 pixel here, this one, and margin here I got outside. Okay, this is how we'll be styling our card here. Inside my HTML, inside my menu container, I have given one more div container so that I can bring my container in the middle. Inside this div container I have all this stuff, heading, tags, paragraph, image, h2, paragraph, this buttons, everything is wrapped inside this div container. And inside my style.css I have styled all this classes, images, headings, paragraphs, buttons and random button. We are done with our HTML and CSS now. Now let's come to JavaScript. Okay, now if you see in my project, you can see I have this 5 images, 2, 3, 4, 5 images, and this, but in my project here I have just given one card here. You can see here one card here. Previously I told you that whatever data I am getting, I'll be getting directly from my JavaScript. Okay, dynamic data. I'm not going to write, I'm not going to copy this entire card, and I'm not going to paste that card again. Like copy this and below this save, and now if I show you the output, this one, now you can see my output will be something like this, and I don't want this to happen. I want whenever I click on this I should be getting that images, that food name, okay, everything I should be getting like that. I don't want my output in this fashion, so I'll just remove that card. I'll just remove this card whatever I pasted, and now I have only one card. Okay, you can see only one card is visible here, and this will be loaded when my page loads, and we'll be writing the code for this and all the data. Now if I click on this, you can see I have different image. I have this different image here, and my item is also getting changed, and whatever number I have here, I'm having that number here 2 2. I have just given to understand this one. Now if I click on random, I'll be getting this random menu. Okay, we will see how to create that one using JavaScript. Now once we are done with our HTML and CSS, I'll just open my left panel. I'll be opening my JavaScript file. Close this. Here I have just commented some basic stuff. This you don't have to worry, I'll be explaining you that one. Now as of now I'll just close that one. Now inside my JavaScript menu, I'll be creating my array. I'll just come here, and here I'll create one array. I'll give my array name as menu items. Inside this I'll be creating, inside my square bracket, here I'll open, first I'll give ID as 1. Second is my item. Item name I'll just give as food item 1. Food item 1 I just have to wrap inside single quote or double quote. Here we have to give comma. Okay, here also I'll be separating with comma. Below this I'll be giving this one liner, and inside this one I'll just write here 1, and whatever text I have given here, that is this one. You can see inside my one liner I have given this one. I'll just paste that one here. You can see inside my item, I have this food item 1. I have just given that food item 1. Inside my one liner I have just given this one. I'm just creating objects inside my array. Now below this I have my image. For my image I'll just give this image. Inside my image I'll just give the images path, images food1.jpg. Whatever path I have here, you can see whatever path I have just written that one here. Here I'll separate that with comma. Here also I'll be separating with comma. Now below this, below my image, you can see I have this heading tag, paragraph tag. Here I'll be creating hotel. Inside this I'll just give this hotel name 1. I'll separate it with comma. Last is my description. Inside this description I'll just give whatever I have written. Before that I'll just write here 1. and I'll just come to my index.html. This description, whatever I have written, I'll copy from here and I'll be pasting that description here. Now this I'll be separating with comma, and this is my first data, whatever I want to show inside my website, and that is my first data. For that, first I have given the ID is equal to 1, that is my object, and this is my item, food item 1, whatever data I have here, that is my food item 1. My paragraph I have, that is one liner, image I have, heading I have, paragraph I have, that I have passed inside my array so that I can access it. See, item one liner, this is I should just give here colon, here also I will be giving colon here. We should not give equal to, we just have to give here colon, and now this will work. I have just passed the title here, this one liner, this images path, okay, everything I have done here. Okay, this is my first data, first cart data, whatever it's been displayed, okay, the data I have passed inside my array. Now here I have just commented the second item, you can see here my second item I have commented. Now I'll just uncomment this everything till here. Now if you see here, I have this second data, I have given this item, food item 2, here 2 I have given, here 2 I have given, images path I have given here, and everything is same. Whatever I have done for ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have just written that one here. Now I'll just copy that, I'll be commenting everything, and here I'll be pasting that one. Okay, so that we can save time, I have already written that one, I have just copy pasted. We have seen how to write this one. Okay, same way I have just given ID 2, item food item 2, you can see here. For 3 I have given 3, I have just changed the images path here, 4 images, the same thing I have just written here. Inside my array I have just passed this data, and now inside my array we can access this using the index number. This will be having index number 0, first data, second data will be having index number 1, third will be having index number 2, fourth will be having index number 3, and fifth will be having index number 4. Okay, using this index data we can access this entire data and we can get the output dynamically. Now if you see, now if we have hundreds of 100 items, now for this for entire 100 items we can't write this one, and it will be very much difficult to write and to remember these things. So for that we'll be using APIs. In future we'll be seeing how to use APIs and how to implement projects using APIs. Now as of now we have only 5 data, so I have just inserted inside my array and I have stored all the data inside my array as an object. You can see this is my first index array, this is my second, this is my third. Okay, this goes on like this, and I have only 5 data. Now once I have stored the data, I want the reference variable for all these ID numbers whatever I have created here, for item, for one liner, for my image, for my hotel, for my description. I want variables to access them. I'll be creating constant, and first I'll be having item. For my item document, I'll just maximize this one now. Document dot get element by ID, and my ID is item. That is my h1. I'll just show you here. If you see, my h1 ID is item. I have just given that one. Now I want for my paragraph 1, image 2, 3, 4, and for all my buttons, previous, random, and description, totally I want 7. Now I'll just do shift alt down arrow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now instead of item I'll just give here one liner. Instead of here I'll just give one liner. Is it capital or okay? It's same. Now below this I'll just give the image ID, image, and below this I have hotel here and here. I'll just remove this. I'll be giving hotel, and below my hotel name, I have this description. I'll just write here DESC instead of item. I'll just remove this. DESC, description. Now I'll be having variables for my previous, random and next. I'll just create that one. Now instead of this, I'll be writing prev, PREV. Now below this, I'll be writing random, and here instead of this, I'll just give next. Now I have all the variables. Okay, now I have accessed this ID numbers using my DOM. Okay, using my document.getElement by ID, I got this ID number. You can see I got this ID name item, and I have stored that inside my this variables, item one liner. Okay, all the data I have stored inside the variables. Now here I'll be creating one variable, let my current menu, I'll give it as 0, so that my data will start from 0 index when I pass inside the function. Now here I'll just give this window dot, for my window I'll just give this add event listener. Inside this I'll be writing this DOM. I'll just explain you why I'm writing this one, DOM content loaded, because whenever my page gets loaded, at least one data should be displayed in my website. Now if you see in my project here, now when I refresh this one, you can see the first item, whatever is written inside my HTML, that is been displayed in my website. So for that I am using this window dot add event listener, and whenever it is loaded, I want that data should be displayed. And here I'll be creating one function. You can also use arrow function here, fat arrow function. Inside my function, I'll just create one variable menu. Inside this is my array menu items, and inside my array I'll be passing this current menu data. Whatever my current menu value I am having, that is my 0. Now my current value menu is 0. Here I'll be getting 0 here, menu items of 0, and I'll be getting 0th index data. That is this entire data I'll be getting. So I have just written this one, let menu is equal to menu items dot 0, and the data of index 0 will be stored inside my this variable menu. Now below this I'll be having this item dot text content. Whatever text content inside my item, I just want to get from menu dot item. Okay, I'll explain you. This item is from this one, this item, whatever data I am having inside this. Okay, this item dot text content inside this element, I want this menu dot item from here. That is my menu dot item. Whatever is inside my menu dot item, I want that data should be stored inside my item dot text content. That is this one. Inside this, that data should be stored. Okay, this is how it will work. For my item I have given, for my one liner I'll give one liner dot text content inside my menu dot one liner. This menu dot one liner is from inside my data, this one liner, and this one liner is this one, this text content. I want to store this, whatever value I have inside this one, that should be stored inside my this variable, that is here. It should be stored here. Now below this I have my image not here, I just have to write here image dot, for my image I have this source, and source I'll be giving menu dot, inside my image I have already stored the sources as well. You can see inside my images I have this source, so I am accessing that one here, menu dot image. Now below this I have this hotel dot text content. Hotel dot text content is equal to menu dot hotel. Whatever name I have inside my array, I'll just pass that one. Now below this I have this description dot text content is equal to menu dot text content inside my array. Now I'll save this. Now I'll just come here, and now if I refresh this one, you can see my data is being displayed from my this one. Now I'm not getting this paragraph, maybe I have done some error. You can see I have written here text content Instead of text content, I should be writing this description, because in my array I have given this name as description. So I'll be passing here description. Now I'll save this, and now if I refresh this one, you can see I got my paragraph. Now if you see, I got this data dynamically from my JavaScript. Okay, this is not from my HTML. This is not from my HTML. If I just remove this food item from here, and if I save this, and now if I refresh this, then also I am getting this food item 1, because I am getting this data from my JavaScript, not from my HTML. Okay, whatever is there inside this content, that will be replaced by this content. Whatever I am having here, I'll be getting this data. Now suppose if I just change this current item to 1, now my current item, now menu items 1. Now here I'll be having 1, and inside my menu items 1, I have this one. This data I'll be having, and I'll be getting this data. Now if I save this one, and now if I refresh, you can just see I have this 1, food item 1, hotel item 1. Now if I refresh this, you can see I'm getting this food item 2, hotel item 2. Here also I'm getting this 2. Okay, this is how it will work. Initially it is storing the index number 0 data, so I'll just give here 0, so that we'll get exact data. I'll just do Control Z. Now it will be having array index 0 data, and that is my food item 1 data. Now for each time, I just can't write this entire thing for all the items, like for my current menu 1, current menu 2, current menu 3, I can't be writing this entire thing, and this should be displayed only once my page is loaded, and rest all should be displayed when I click on the buttons. So for that, I'll be creating one function, and inside this function I'll be passing all this data. I'll just close this one, and here I'll create one function const, and I'll give my function name as all menu. This is my fat arrow function, and inside this I'll be passing this entire data. Whatever I am having here, I'll copy this one, I'll comment from here, and I'll be passing inside this function. And here, now whenever my function is loaded, I want this function to be called. I'll just call this all menu function, and I'll be passing this current menu data here. That is my parameter. For first it will be taken to 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. It keeps on going like that. Now I'll refresh this. Now again I have this one item. Now I have already got this second, third, fourth item as well, but now my functions, my buttons are not working, and because I have not given the click functionality yet. Now in my project, if you see, if I click on this button, it's working. My image, my text, everything is getting changed, and also here it's getting changed. But all my data I have passed inside my function, and I'll be getting the images for this. And here you can see I have just created one variable menu, and inside that I have passed my array data, that is this entire data, and now current data is 0. You can see I have initialized the value as 0, so I'll be getting that data here. And for mine, I'm just accessing that whatever data I have inside my array, I'm just accessing that one, and I'm storing that data inside this text content inside my HTML here. So we are just accessing that one, and we are just storing the data here. I'll just create one comment here. I'll be giving random menu. Now below this, for my random variable, that is I have already created my variables here. You can see I have this random, and I have accessed the ID random inside my index.html. For my random, I have given the ID as random, and also I have accessed that one, and I have stored that inside my random variable. Now whenever I click on that random variable, I'll be adding that add event listener, and whenever I click on that, I want this function to be executed. I'll be using fat arrow function. You can use normal function as well. Inside this one, I'll change my current menu. I want random function. So random function we can create using random numbers. We can create using mat.floor, mat.random. Okay, mat.floor, because we will not be having any decimal numbers, and using this mat.random we can have random numbers. And I'll be giving this menu items my array name dot length. This length, because whatever menu items length I have, that is less than 1 numbers I should be getting inside this function. Using this function I should be getting that one. Now menus dot length will give the length of the array. Now my length of the array is, you can see here, I have this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 index, and my length is plus 1, that is 5. My length of the array is 5. Now you can also see in console, if I just give console.log, and inside my console.log I just want to print this one. I'll just come here and menus items dot length, I'll copy this and I'll be pasting that one here. I'll save this. Is it menu items? Yes. Now if I come to my project and if I refresh this, I'll just do inspect, or you can directly click F12 to open our developer tool. Now here inside my console I'm getting this undefined menu items length. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, you can see I'm getting the length of the array as 5, because I have given 5 data and my length of the array is 5. I'll just comment this one now, and here I'll be getting the number as 5 here. Menus dot length, I'll be getting 5 length, and mat.random will give me less than 5, that is it will give 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this 5 numbers itself it will be giving me random numbers, because here I have 5, and inside random function I'll be getting numbers only between 0 to 4 into an integer. Okay, we will not be having any decimal number and we'll be getting integer only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I just give here console dot log, I just want to print my current menu here. And now we'll just see in console. I'll just refresh this one, and now if I click on my random, you can see first I'm getting 1, 0, 3, 0, 3, 1, 4. Okay, in between this random numbers I'm getting here 2, 1, like this. I'll be getting this. Whenever I click on this, I'll be getting this random number, and based on this random number I want my data should be displayed here. Now I'll just comment this one. Now whatever data I am getting, that number will be stored inside my current menu, and my current menu, once the data is stored inside my current menu, I want my function to be called. That is my all menu function, and I'll be passing this current menu value. Whatever value I am having, suppose I am having 3 here, current menu dot 3, this function will come here and it will give 3 here. You can see I'll be getting 3 here, and it will just come here and it will give the data of, it will give array index 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3. This data will be printed inside my website. Okay, this is how it works. Whatever current menu I will be getting, this it will come to this function, it will execute, and whenever my window is loaded, that data will be displayed inside my website. I'll just save this. Now if I refresh this one, and now if I just click on any random website, random button, you can see my data is getting changed. I'm getting 3, I'm getting 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 1, 4. You can see my data is getting changed. I'm getting random data here because my current menu number is being changed because of this. And whatever value I'm getting, suppose if I get 4 and all menu in my bracket, I'll be getting 4. It will just come here, it will call this function, and here it will pass this, and inside my 4th, that is my 4th index number array, whatever data I am having, that data will be accessed here and that will be displayed inside my website. Okay, this is how it works, and this is and this function is called when my window is loaded, my function is called and the data will be displayed. Now once I am done with my random menu, we will be creating for our previous button. Now inside this prev dot add event listener, for my this prev, for this prev and for this next, I'll be adding event listeners dot event listener, and this also whenever I click on this, I want my function to be executed. I'll be creating my fat arrow function. inside this, now whenever I click on that one, I want my number should be reduced. Now suppose if I have here, you can see here I have 5. Now when I click on this, it should be reduced to 4, 3, 2, 1, and again it is coming to 5. So this is how it works. I'm just reducing my current value, current menu number, and here I'll be calling my function all menu, and I'll just pass my current value data. Whatever I'm having this current menu number, I am just calling that function and I am displaying that data. Now I'll just come here, and now if I refresh this one, you can see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is my project. Sorry, I'll just refresh this. Now you can see I'm not having any change. I'll just inspect this one. You can see here I'm getting this error because whenever I click on this, I'm getting this error. I am getting this cannot read property item of undefined at all menus, because now my item food item is 1. Now when I click on this, that will be reduced 1 minus, see it is getting reduced, and I'll be getting 0, and here I don't have any 0 item here. So for that I'll just click on random here. I'll be getting 3 now. Now if I click on this previous, it's working. I'm getting 2, I'm getting 1. Now again if I click, I'll be getting the error. You can see here the number is getting increased. Here I'm getting this error. Now if I click on random, now I'll just get the random number 2. Now it will work, it will come to 1. Now here I have 8. Now again if I click on this, I'll be getting the same error because I'm not having that data. So for that, what I'll be doing is, here I'll be checking the condition. If my current menu value is greater than if it is less than 0, that if it goes to minus numbers, then my current menu items, I want it to set it to menu items dot whatever length I have minus 1. Hope you understood this one. See, now it will go to minus numbers. Now I'll be having 0 here. This is my 0th index. Now if it is reduced, I'll be getting minus 1, and here I'm getting the error. Minus 1 is not displayed here. Minus 1 can't be displayed. So I should be getting 5, that is 4. Now we have seen that menu items length is 5. We are just decreasing that one by 1. We'll be getting here 5. 5 minus 1, 4, and 4 data should be displayed. Now if I refresh this one, and now if I click, see it's working. I am getting 5th data, which means that 4th array. Array index 4, array index 3, 2, 1, again 5, 4, 2, 1, 5, 4. See, it's working completely and it's completely fine. Okay, this is how, if I don't give this condition, I'll be getting an error stating that the item value, whatever items we have defined here, that is, we can't display that data because I'm getting this current menu in negative numbers. Because once it gives this first item data, I'll just come to first item. Once it gives our first item data, okay, now this is 0th index. Now I'll be having my current menu as 0. Now once I click on that one, now my current value will become minus 1, which means that minus 1 index we don't have and we'll be getting an error. So I'm checking this condition. If my current menu is less than 0, that is, if it is in negative numbers, then whatever my length of the array minus 1, suppose my length of the array, if it is 6, minus 1, I'll be getting 5. Now in my project, my length of the array is 5. Here we have already seen that in console.log menus.length, I got 5 as an output. I am just subtracting with 1 so that I'll be getting 4, and that is my last data, and I'll be having all the 5th data, which index number is 4 but data is 5th. Okay, this is how our previous button will work, and in the same way we'll be giving the functionality for our next button. I'll be giving this next dot add event listener, and whenever I click on this, I want my function to be executed. I'll give this fat arrow function, and inside this I want my current menu item should be increased, and here I'll be calling this all menu and current menu. I'll pass my parameter as current menu. Now I'll just come here, and now if I refresh this, now I have 1. I'll click on next. I'll be getting 2, 3, 4, 5, Now as soon as I hit this one, I'll be getting an error. The same error, cannot read property item of undefined items, because once I have reached my index number 4 and once I increase again, I'll be getting 5. I don't have index number 5 in my array. I have only 4 index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as I get 5 here, I'll be getting an error stating that I cannot display this property because I don't have enough data to display this content. So again I'll be checking the condition in the same way. Here again I'll just check the condition. If my current menu item, if it is greater than whatever my arrays dot length, okay, arrays dot length minus 1, my array length is 5 and I want to check the condition. If it is greater than that length, I am having only 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should not cross 5. Here if I subtract with 1, I'll be getting 4 here. Menus dot length is 5 minus 1, I'll be getting 4. And here I am checking the condition. If my current dot length is greater than 4, then I just want it to set my current menu to 0. That is my 0th index, and all the data from the 0, that is first data, should be displayed. I'll refresh this. Now I'll increase 2, 3, 4, 5. See again 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's completely working. All our items are working. Random text is working. You can see random is working. Our previous button is working. 1, 5. Okay, it's working. And also our next is working. Okay, this is how we'll be adding our functionality. I'll just explain you again. Now inside my array, I have just passed the data ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, 4 and 5. I have passed 5 datas and I am having 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 index, and my length of the array is 5 here. Now inside this I am just creating this variables and I am getting that items, and I am storing that whatever I have, I am just storing that inside this variables. I have created one variable current menu. I have initialized the value as 0 because my index number starts with 0. I want my data should also be start with 0 whenever I click on previous and next button based on my requirement. Now here I have just given this window dot add event listener DOM content loaded function, and inside this I am calling this function. Here I have created this function. Now instead of writing this entire thing again and again, I have just created one function, and all the data whatever I have written here, I have just passed here. I have closed my function. Now my current menu function is 0. You can see my current menu function is 0, and whatever data is present inside my 0th index, that is this one, ID 1, 2, 3, 4, that will be displayed when my page gets loaded. Okay, this is how we'll be creating. For my random button, I have just added one event listener, and whenever I click on that one, my current menu, I want this random number to be generated, and menus dot length will give me 5, and this function will generate numbers from 0 to 4. If I am having here 6, it will generate the numbers from 0 to 5. If I am having here 7, 0 to 6. Okay, less than that it will be generating, and mat.floor will convert that. I'll be getting numbers in decimal, that will convert this mat.floor will convert that decimal numbers into integers, and I'll be getting 0 to 4 numbers as my random numbers. And that whatever random number I am getting, I am calling this function again all menu, so that all my data will be displayed, and I am passing this current menu inside my all menu function. This is my random. Now inside my previous button I have done the same thing, and I have just reducing the number of my current menu. Suppose I am inside my 5th data, that is my 4th index number. I am reducing 1 here, that is I'll be getting 3. Again I am reducing, again if I click I am reducing it to 2, 1, 0, it goes on like this. And here I am checking the condition. If it goes to negative numbers, then my current menu, you just give the last index number, that is my 4th, and my menus dot length is 5 minus 1 will be 4. So I am setting that value to inside my current menu, and when my data is 1, and when I click on the previous button, I will be getting the last data now. And here I am calling the function, and my previous button is working completely fine. Now this is my next button, and here also I am doing the same thing. I am add event listener, click, and inside this I am just increasing my current menu, and here I am checking the condition. If it reaches reaches above my index number, then just set my current menu to 0 and display the data whatever is inside my index number 0 and call the function again. Okay, this is how it works. We are just dynamically writing the code for our cards inside our JavaScript, and we are accessing this data using this one. Using only this functions we are accessing the data, and we have passed all the data inside our function so that we don't have to write again and again the entire thing. We don't have to write. So to avoid that one, I have just passed the data inside the function, and I am just calling the function everywhere in all my random, all, and next. Okay, this is how our project will work, and this is the final look. This is the random, this is the next, and this is the previous. Okay, that's all for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.